Rabindra Dhant got dropped in the first 10 seconds in his last fight. And against a guy like Kasib Murdoch, he can't afford to make a mistake like that. Because after watching both of their road to UFC fights, Kasib Murdoch is hands down the most dangerous matchup Rabindra has ever faced in his career. That is a fact. I don't care if people get angry. मैं उसके credentials या उसके training के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहा. I'm talking simply about his fighting style. लेकिन there is a way that Rabindra can beat him, but it's not gonna be easy. In this video, we're gonna watch both of their road to UFC fights. We're gonna understand कि उन्होंने अच्छा क्या किया, उन्होंने बुरा क्या किया, and what is the actual way that Rabindra can win this fight. The first question is very obvious to me. How does Rabindra stop this from happening again? पिछली fight में हम देखते हैं 10 seconds and Rabindra scrambles, he gets dropped, he gets slipped. काफी एक्सप्लेनेशंस आई, किसी को पता नहीं क्या हुआ. इनिशियली जब मैंने पहली बार ये फाइट देखी थी, आई वाज कन्विंस्ड दैट रविंद्र गॉट नॉक्ड डाउन. एंड जब हम ये पिक्चर देखते हैं एंड वी लुक एट द स्टैट्स साइड बाय साइड, किम्बर्ट इज 5'3.5", 4 inches शॉर्टर देन रविंद्र. फिर हम देखते हैं रीच में भी ही इज 4 inches स्मॉलर देन हिम. अब कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि केएस यू आर ओवर एक्टिंग. यार एक छोटी सी स्लिप के लिए व्हाई यू मेकिंग सच अ बिग डील आउट ऑफ इट? एंड दैट इज अ फेयर आर्गुमेंट, क्योंकि वी नेवर यूजुअली सी रविंद्र फाइट लाइक दैट. अगर आप उसकी पिछली फाइट देखो अगेंस्ट चोंगरेंग, फर्स्ट राउंड में रविंद्र इज सो कैलकुलेटेड. He didn't rush anything, he didn't try to prove anything. In this fight, it was the complete opposite. You see him right off the gate eating a leg kick. You see him overextending on that kick, and then fully his back is turned on Kimbert. Kimbert opportunity देखता and comes straight with a left hook and it drops Rabindra. अब कुछ नहीं हुआ रविंद्र को. It barely phased him. It looked like a very light punch anyway. लेकिन if this thing happens with Kasib, it could be very scary. Like, I don't know how you can see that and not call that a knockdown. Rabindra overextend karta hai, he misses, and Kimbert takes advantage and drops him. Rabindra is such a big bantamweight, it's ridiculous. You see that again. Fir se, he overextends on the kick, and then he has to kind of scramble. I've never seen Rabindra throw those kind of high kicks. So I'm really hoping that they've gone back and either worked on them or just abandoned them, because I don't think they fit his style. ज़्यादा और वो कोशिश करेंगे against Kasib to do this, but why? Your boxing is good anyway. My coach in Muay Thai, he always tells me that, dude, if your boxing is good, why kick? Why are you unnecessarily just trying to create difficult situations for yourself? Agar Dhant on the feet rehta for most of this fight, he would have easily won round 1. Just through his boxing. Again, getting caught with that kick. I don't know agar it's Kimbert who's so good at reading the kicks or Rabindra ki kicks are just not telegraphed and they're very predictable. But I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a comment telling me, was Rabindra off or was Kimbert just on point that night? It's just the awkward positions that he gets into after throwing the kicks, having to scramble after. Look at this. He throws the kick. Kimbert blocks it. Uske baad, Kimbert throws left of his own. And then Rabindra just doesn't know what to do and just takes a hold of him. To be very honest, a very big reason why Rabindra could just do these things is cause Kimbert bantamweight nahi hai. He's not a natural bantamweight. You could see in this fight very clearly that there was a clear weight disadvantage. Oh, beautiful striking. Beautiful. That's exactly what I was talking about. Rabindra can just destroy this guy with the striking, and ab dekhte ho, Kimbert instantly tries to clinch and wrestle him. Instantly. Look, you see that, you see, just look at this. This is so crazy. And dekho, I'm not taking anything away from Rabindra, right? It's not his fault, but just look at the size difference in the sequence. Kimbert tries to take Rabindra down. He takes him. Rabindra, great, by the way, like sprawl, great defense. Just completely takes his back and goes over him क्योंकि वो Kimbert से इतना ज़्यादा बड़ा है, right? And you could say that Kasib is also quite small and Rabindra could do the same thing to him, but like I said, Kasib is a natural bantamweight. Those things make a major difference, and I'm telling you, we're going to see that in the fight. Kasib is just such a stronger fighter than Kimbert, and this I'm just talking in terms of weight management and power. Kimbert is hands down winning this round. Tagging him so many times, in and out, leg kicks. This was just a poor round from Rabindra. There's no denying that. Oh, tags him again. Kimbert थोड़ा सा overextend शुरू करता है अब, and that's where it goes downhill for him. Look at the way Kimbert retreats there, right? And this is why weight is so important. Just tells you the difference between the power in a flyweight and a bantamweight. Just look at this frame. Dude, Rabindra looks like a giant compared to Kimbert. Kimbert won that round easily, and what scares me is that this is not the Rabindra we've seen before. अब I don't know अगर occasion UFC का जो stage है that caught up to him, लेकिन this wasn't like the Rabindra we've seen before. He isn't that cautious. His wrestling seemed a bit weird in the first round. लेकिन what really did save him was his power and his size. And if he wants to win against Kasib, he cannot have a first round go like that. This is where the mental side of the game comes in. आप देख रहे हो all the trash talk that Kasib is doing, that is where it'll come into play. Even though सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि रविंद्र Instagram check नहीं करता, he's not on social media, उसे समझ नहीं आता. Dude, he knows. He knows. People are acting like Rabindra doesn't know anything about what Kasib is doing. He's literally fighting it. He knows exactly what Kasib is doing. Make sure you guys are watching till the end because we're going to be covering Kasib's fight. To really understand how Rabindra can win, we have to see how Kasib fights. If the first round goes like this in the Kasib fight, I think it's going to be very tough for Rabindra to bounce back. Lekin you can never count him out. So round 2, this is where Rabindra really comes to life. जो confidence है उसका, you really start to see that. One thing I love about Rabindra is how easily he just flows into positions. It's like he's like water. He's just like a snake. He can just adapt to any position he's put in. Once Rabindra had this position full mount, it was basically over for Kimbert. There was only one way this fight was going. And देखो, another scary thing that I'm going to point out in this was how easily Kimbert was able to move around. Right? वो अपने feet पर खड़ा नहीं हो पाया, but he could very easily push Rabindra around. And with the Kasib, I don't know how much he'll be able to do that. Again, just lot of difference in the weight and the strength that Kasib has. And Kasib is a wrestler, so if he escapes these positions, then you just kind of have to beat him on the feet. Kimbert put up such a good fight, bhai, but Dhant was just insane in the second round. Oof. This guy is just such a massive star, bhai. And I truly think that agar this guy doesn't make it on Friday or things go wrong for him, he will eventually get a shot at Dana White's Contender Series. Star power is just something you can't overlook. वो सब छोड़ो, talent भी, like generational talent is what I think, right? I know मैंने उसको काफी critique किया इस fight में, but it's purely because he's gonna have a very tough test in Kasib. पहली चीज which I'm gonna tell you about Kasib is this guy gets caught so much. मतलब it's very easy to hit this guy. Not very easy, but he just gets clipped a lot. And when you're facing a 5'8" bantamweight in Rabindra Dhant, you do not want to strike with him. सारे advantages, height, reach, weight, size, everything is on Ravindra's side. Lekin I'll give credit to Minami. So far just looks amazing and so explosive. I don't think Rabindra itni explosively, itni fast fight karta hai. He's more of a rangy, in and out kind of striker. Straight away, Kasib goes for the takedown because he's like, I can't strike with him. Oh my god. I was giving Rabindra so much shit about his knockdown, and then you look at bloody Kasib that legitimately got knocked down. Look at this. This is where this guy is so dangerous, right? And I think Rabindra has a real advantage in keeping this on the feet, and the fact that वो इतना बड़ा है Kasib से. To do this to a guy like Rabindra who is way bigger, and हम सबको पता है रविंद्र की wrestling capabilities. We saw that against Chungreng, we saw that against Kimbert. The guy's ability just to defend takedowns and sprawl out of takedowns is ridiculous. You do not want to get into a situation where this guy has control of you, क्योंकि if you're on the ground fully and आप cage के side में हो, I think it's going to be very tough for Rabindra to get back up. So basically wrestling में ज़्यादा कुछ हुआ नहीं. Kasib hit him with a few strikes, but what it did do was drain his energy. तो वो जो स्पीड, वो जो एक्सप्लोसिवनेस हमने फर्स्ट राउंड में देखी थी, we don't see that translate into the second round because the guy is just drained. Again, you see that he's really bad at range. He's very good inside the pocket, but when it comes to being out of range, Kasib is horrendous. That is exactly what Rabindra needs to exploit. So one thing that I would like to see Rabindra do more is throw knees, because हमने again ये फिर से Kasib की fights में देखा है where he tries to enter with the takedown, लेकिन you can just knee him, and मेरे को पता है it's not that easy जैसे मैं कह रहा हूँ, but अगर आप ये sequence फिर से देखो, Kasib is literally just going down with no defense, with no intention of taking down, just feinting takedowns. And kabhi fighters are scared to knee because they're like, shit, what if I miss and then he can easily take me down? But that's kind of the game you have to play. You have to capitalize on the opportunities. अगर वो एक risk ले रहा है, आपको भी एक risk लेना पड़ेगा to win that exchange. When you compare the start of this fight to the end of this fight, you can see the difference. Minami itna confident, itna बढ़िया लड़ रहा था, and then towards the end of the fight, because of all that wrestling, because of all those minutes of him getting drained, Kasib's confidence just grew क्योंकि Minami had no answer for the wrestling. Kasib gets the arm triangle and it's over. असली क्वेश्चन आता है, how does Rabindra actually win this fight? Number one, which I think मैंने काफी बार बोल दिया इस वीडियो में, stay outside of his range. You do not want to fight him in the pocket. आप इसके साथ ग्राउंड में रेसल नहीं करना चाहते, just no. Doesn't matter कौन कितना बढ़िया रेसलर है. I think if he just strikes and stays on the outside, Rabindra will win this fight. Number two, मेरे को लगता है Rabindra needs to be a bit more intentional with his punches. आप किम्बर्ट वाली फाइट में देखते हो, रविंद्र इज थ्रोइंग अ लॉट ऑफ शॉट्स बट नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ देम आर विद इंटेंशन. व्हाट आई मीन बाय दैट इज कि ही इज थ्रोइंग फॉर द सेक ऑफ थ्रोइंग. ही इज नॉट थ्रोइंग टू एक्चुअली हर्ट द ओपोनेंट. एंड आप देखते हो विद द फर्स्ट किक जो थ्रो करता है अगेंस्ट किम्बर्ट व्हिच ड्रॉप्स हिम, लॉट ऑफ इंस्टेंसेस जहां रविंद्र बस लाइटली बहुत कैजुअली थ्रो कर रहा है compared to his previous fights where he's throwing with anger, where he's throwing with aggression. And I'm hoping कि all the trash talk has ignited that fire in Rabindra and he's really going to strike with intention. Number three, don't wrestle. I've said this kind of with the first point, like in just don't go to the ground. If it does go to the ground, just get back up. Kasib is an absolute master at wrestling. As much as मैंने बोला था कि Rabindra is awesome at flowing into positions and making the most out of them, do not go to the ground. If this fight does go to the ground, try to get up instantly. Varna, I think Kasib is going to have massive advantages, and जैसे कि मैंने बोला, he's only going to grow stronger as the fight goes on. पहला round इतना important है इस fight के लिए, जो भी जीतेगा, I think they're going to steal all the momentum. I am also doing a live stream for this fight. I think this is such a massive event for South Asian MMA. Chongren Koren is fighting, Dhant is fighting. I'm convinced at least one of them are going to go in the finals of the road to UFC. So don't watch it alone. Watch it with like hundreds of other people in the chat, in the community. I'm doing a live stream for it. I'm going to put the link for it down below. You can hit the notify me button and come hang out.